Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars, welcome to another of my classic Bruce Willis film reviews. Today I'm taking a look at his 2005 action thriller, Hostage. The film is directed by Florent Emilio Siri and stars, of course, Bruce Willis, as well as Kevin Pollak, Serena Scott Thomas, Jimmy Bennett, Michelle Horn, Ben Foster, Jonathan Tucker, and Bruce Willis's own daughter, Ruma Willis. Right, the film focuses on Bruce Willis's character Jeff Talley, who is, at the beginning of the film, a big shot Los Angeles hostage negotiator. He's almost legendary status, and at this particular hostage negotiation, he ends up losing a child, which absolutely crushes him. The film jumps forward a couple of years. He's now the sheriff of a small American town, very low crime rate. However, all that's about to change when Kevin Pollak and his two kids, who have got quite a big mansion, are preyed upon by some local youths who break into the house and take them hostage. One of them is a little bit of a homicidal maniac, kills a police officer, and a huge standoff takes place. However, Kevin Pollak's character, Walter Smith, works for some seedy underground criminals, and he's got something in his possession that they can't afford to fall into the wrong hands. So they take Bruce Willis's family hostage and basically inform him to get back involved in the hostage negotiations and make sure everything runs smoothly until they turn up to take possession of what belongs to them. If he deviates from this plan, his family will be killed. So it's up to Bruce Willis to try his best to balance keeping everybody alive inside the house as well as keeping his family alive. Right. What are my thoughts on Hostage? Well, it's a long actual time since I've seen this film. I've only seen it once, and it was at the cinema. And I do remember really enjoying it at the time when I saw this film, so I've no idea why. A, I've never seen it again, and B, I've never had it in my collection, at least I don't think I have. Because I was really impressed watching this one again. This is a very, very strong Bruce Willis film. Very, very well made, very entertaining, and definitely keeps you on your edge of your seat. I love the whole concept of, and sometimes when they throw extra plot lines in films, it can, over convolute things and make things overly confusing. It works brilliantly here, because not only have you got Bruce Willis try to deal with this house being taken hostage by these three youths who've taken the family hostage, but you've also got the fact that his family has been taken hostage by, some criminals that want some stuff in that house. So he's got to kind of appease them to keep his family alive, but also try and balance what's going on inside the house and manipulate it to his own needs while still trying to keep them alive inside, because there's two children in that house, and he doesn't want another child's death on his conscience. So it's a real fine balance, and it's a very, very impressive performance by Bruce Willis. I mean, we all know with the right material, Bruce Willis is an outstanding actor, and if you don't believe that, just look at films like Unbreakable, The Sixth Sense, even this. He's done it over and over again. He's a very, very good actor. And this whole, you can see like the pressure and the stress that's building up in him in this film as it goes on, because he ends up basically losing it to try and work things in his favor, to save his family. And it all plays out really, really well, in a sense of it. Everything feels like it's constructed to kind of suit the film and what have you. It doesn't feel like sometimes you can watch a film like this and you kind of like, the film didn't need that. But I don't actually think that about anything here. Everything that they kind of gave you in this film, it felt like it belonged. The whole storyline of the young boy Tommy sneaking through the air vents, ringing up Bruce Willis and like giving him bits of information worked well, because he started building a rapport with this young child then, and then that made his job even more difficult because he didn't want to put this kid at risk. The whole idea of these three youths in the house, they're all differing characters. You've got the younger brother who's the voice of reason. You've got the one who thinks is in charge, which is Jonathan Tucker's Dennis. And then you've got the one, Ben Foster's character, who's great at playing villains, Ben Foster, who is clearly unhinged, very, very unhinged. And you know that's going to go pear-shaped eventually, because he's got this weird fascination with the daughter, the teenage daughter, and he's got a weird fascination with death and killing, and that's not a good combination. For me, though, the best scene in this film, and I showed you a little bit of it at the beginning in the intro when it came on this review, is the scene where they take Bruce Willis hostage in his car, restrain him, and then show him his family in the back of the van. And Bruce Willis's reaction here is outstanding, and this is what I mean about him and his acting. You truly believe that he is absolutely distraught about what he's seeing. And you understand why he was restrained, because that's probably how most people would react if they saw their family being taken hostage and their lives threatened. Brilliant scene. I really, really enjoyed that, and I probably didn't take as much notice of that the first time round when this came out. I absolutely did this time. It was brilliant to watch, really, really good. And it's one of those films that just keeps escalating and escalating, and it's kind of like, God, how is he going to get out of this, or, you know, what's going to happen next, sort of thing. And you wouldn't think, when you kind of read the story, you're kind of like, oh, that sounds a bit, you know, bit of a simple storyline, and it really isn't. It's a much more complex film than it makes out, and I can see why it would have been attractive to Bruce Willis, because it's very well written and his character's well written. Most of the characters in the film are written really quite well for the most part. His daughter, as I said at the beginning, Rumer Willis plays his daughter in this film. Apparently, she wanted to be in the film, but Bruce Willis made her audition like everybody else, which is fine. I don't actually know if she's done any acting since this, to be fair. I don't recall if she has or not. But certainly, while she doesn't have a lot to do in the acting department here, other than look scared and a lot of crying for the most part, she does a decent enough job. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed returning to this film. I really did. I thought it was excellently done, edge of the seat stuff, well made, well written, strong performances by Bruce Willis and everybody else. And yeah, definitely one I strongly recommend, guys, if you've not seen Hostage yet. It was a really lovely surprise revisiting this one for me, and I hope it would be for you as well. If you've never seen it, and B, if you haven't seen it for a long time, give this one a rewatch, because it will remind us all just how brilliant Bruce Willis was. So thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review. I will, of course, be back with plenty more reviews and content on the channel very, very soon.